Alright, what's going on, guys? So, about a month ago, I made a video about this guy who basically woke up one morning, decided to change his gender to female, and then he went to the gym, broke a couple of women's powerlifting records, and then said, you know what? Actually, this life ain't really for me, and he switched his gender back to male. Now, obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we are very accepting around here, but although this guy was kind of trolling with this, it still got quite a bit of attention on social media. However, this time around, it is not a troll. This time, it's for real. A man actually enrolled in a powerlifting meet as a woman, and I'd say it pretty much went exactly like you would expect. Transgender female weightlifter smashes multiple women's world records in a single day, and female Olympic medal winners cry foul. Powerlifter Mary Gregory, a biological male competing as a transgender female, announced Saturday on Instagram setting 4 women's world records in one day at a Raw Powerlifting Federation event. Masters World Squat, Open World Bench Press, Masters World Deadlift, and Masters World Total. So, first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at Miss Gregory. I'll throw up some pictures from her Instagram. As you can see, she is a very powerful woman, to say the least. I can certainly see why she broke all of these records. She definitely has some good size on her, and in fact, we are even privileged enough to get a before and after picture of her, so I'll go ahead and throw that up here as well. And as you can see, you know, in the before picture, she kind of went from like hi, would you like me to do your taxes, to it's ma'am.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Like, seriously, are we sure this is not the It's Ma'am lady from the GameStop video? I'm just throwing that out there. It's actually a little concerning that there might be more than one of them out there in the world. But anyways, I managed to pull up some of these world records because I was genuinely curious what the numbers actually were. So she competed in the 181-pound weight class, and as far as the world records, 3 of them were in Masters. So if you don't really know anything about powerlifting, Masters division is kind of like what you would call the old people division. You know, each federation has different rules and stuff, but it's pretty safe to say that anybody competing in Masters is at least 40 years old, probably older. And then she had one other record that was in the open division, which, as the name suggests, is open to anyone and has no age limitations. So her official world records as a 181-pound woman were the women's Masters world record squat of 314 pounds, the women's Masters world record deadlift of 424 pounds, and the women's Masters world total of 971 pounds, and that is her squat, deadlift, and bench all added up together. And then finally, her women's open world record bench press of 233 pounds. Alright, so let's go ahead and keep it real here, man. If you guys work out yourselves or just know absolutely anything about working out, you would know that for an actual 40-year-old woman, these numbers are fucking insane, right? Like, imagine your mom deadlifting 400 pounds or benching 230 pounds. That's fucking crazy, right? That's definitely not something you would see every day. Which explains why these are world records, right? Because that is not normal. But for a man to do that, I'm gonna be honest, man, I'm really not that impressed. Like, they're solid numbers, they're good numbers, definitely nothing to be embarrassed about or anything, but nowhere near world record status, not even close to it. So that's what's kind of bothering me about this, because, you know, there's actually some 40-year-old lady out there who's working hard as fuck and who really might have deadlifted around 400 pounds. And that is just such an incredible accomplishment for her. And then this fucking dude just walks in and smashes her record like it's nothing just because he got a dick and she don't. Like, I just think that's kind of fucked up, you know what I mean? I just can't approve of that one, man. I just can't sign off on that one. Like, just compete against the men where you actually belong. Like, this can't feel like an accomplishment to these people, can it? Like, this would be like if I pretended to be retarded and I enrolled in the Special Olympics and then I won like 15 gold medals just destroying all these kids. Like, who gives a fuck, man? Like, that's not impressive. That's fucking weird, right? But like, this is like if I enrolled in a wheelchair basketball league, but I wasn't in a wheelchair, right? I was just fucking standing up shooting over them. Like, they can't even contest my shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's not impressive, man. Like, you gotta have some respect for yourself. There's just no way you could actually feel proud of yourself for breaking these world records. Like, you have to know deep down you didn't really compete fairly, right? And it seems I'm not the only one who shares this opinion. 2 female Olympic medalists actually shared their thoughts about it on Twitter, and I think their opinion obviously should hold a lot of weight because they are literally actual female athletes. You know, I understand I might just be a privileged scumbag male. You know, my opinion is not necessary, but we have like actual experts on the subject who are agreeing with me and saying that this is unfair, you know? And if that's the case, then it probably is unfair. Unfortunately, though, some people just don't get it. I guess they'll just have to learn the hard way, which is what seems to be happening. I mean, this definitely isn't the first story like this, and it won't be the last story like this. I just don't get it, man. Nobody is taking away your rights and saying that you can't be transgender in your day-to-day life. All we're saying is, man, if you do choose to be transgender, when it comes to sports, you still have to compete against whatever gender you were born as. I don't get why people treat it like it's some civil rights issue or something like that. I mean, it's not a big deal, man. You can go out there and compete against the men wearing a fucking dress if you want to. I don't care. But you just need to be competing against the men. You know, the funny part about these stories is you'll notice that literally every single time we get one of these stories, it's always a biological man who became a woman who then goes and competes against other women. You have never heard a fucking story of a biological woman who became a man and then went out and competed against men and shit on them. Why have we never heard that? You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason that we have never heard the opposite happen, and that's exactly how you know that it's not fair, right? It just ain't adding up. If it really was about equality, then I'm sure we would be hearing a lot of stories about how Amanda became Adam and started shitting on all the boys, but yet I don't see that story. That's so crazy, huh? I wonder why. So anyways, man, I just wonder how long it will take before somebody important steps in and says, hey man, you know, this isn't cool. I mean, honestly, in the future, I could definitely see them making like a transgender league. Like, as of right now, pretty much all sports are just, you know, men's and women's. That's how they split it up. But with this whole movement becoming more popular, maybe in a couple years, they might have enough participants to actually have like a trans league or something. I mean, I'm totally fine with that as well. I mean, honestly, man, nobody's trying to take away your rights or anything. I don't know why these people act like such victims, like everyone's out to get them, everyone's against them, man. I'm just asking for some real equality, some fairness in sports. That's all I would like to see. I mean, if you can give me that, you know, feel free to compete all you want, but I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask for. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I don't know when I'm gonna actually get this uploaded. YouTube just been cucking me recently. Don't even get me started on that shit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are not already, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. Feels right.